Welcome to the VOD, guys. Today we're going to be doing a composite repair. Me and Zeke are going to explain all the equipment required to do said repair. Don't try this at home. Baby blanket takes out the excess resin from the repair. You have our heating element. We have our peeler ply to prevent the baby blanket from sticking to the repair. Packing bag.
And here we have our scissors. This will make our dog ear from the gorilla snot, which we already have some on here already for the next part of it. It comes off. If it comes off. This is our hockey puck that's going to be made for our vacuum bag, or vacuum sealer. Going to have it on the board, set it up, and it'll suck out the air from the area.
We're going to be doing two types of repairs today. We have our down to the core repair. Pretty broken.
How'd you say there's like fiberglass first?
Yeah, so fiberglass, Kevlar, and then carbon fiber, and carbon fiber cap.
Gotcha. Ours is a surface repair. Didn't have to go all the way down to fiberglass, so we have the Kevlar, the carbon fiber, and then a carbon fiber on top of that.
Okay, perfect.
So, this is a Heatcon HCS9200 Bravo hot bonder. This is used to provide heat for our composite repair. These are thermocouples. These are to detect the heat that's coming off of our project whenever it is being heated. This is to provide safety and also to know that we are providing the correct amount of heat. This is a log of all the different heats and cool down times, dwell time, many different information that you can get. This is provided in your logbook entry after you write it for your repair. These are vacuum lines. These are connected to a hockey puck. You've seen these earlier, but to remind you, this is a hockey puck. It's connected right on this side. It's to provide the seal and the vacuum pressure that you need to provide the correct kind of repair. And the process generally is you set on thermocouples onto your project after you set up everything else with the bleeder cloth, the peel ply, the vacuum bagging on top of the monkey snots or sealing tape. You then connect these to the hockey pucks to start to vacuum. After that, you turn on the machine, set up your required temperature, dwell time, duration of heating, duration of cool down, all that. Of course, during that time, anything could happen, which is why there's an alarm built in, so that if the temperature gets too hot, then it will announce that it is too hot. However, during the process, you don't need to have someone with the machine to make sure that nothing goes wrong.
Okay. So we good?
Hey, Jason, how are you cutting Kevlar with regular scissors?
So when it's pre-preg like this, you don't need the shear scissors. Fun fact.
Why?
I couldn't tell you.
So that's why you're able to use these scissors instead of the other ones, because it's solidified with both.
What are we doing?
We're cutting carbon fiber.
So in this process, it needs to go incredibly fast. You'll notice that it already has fiberglass down on the material because this epoxy starts to dry basically immediately as you take it out of the freezer. So anyway, right now he's taking apart his outer layer of the carbon fiber, and then it'll be from the fiberglass to the Kevlar. First layer of the carbon fiber, and then an outer layer of that carbon fiber. If you could see the material a little closer, you'll see that there's a bit of a scuff, as you can see on this one, where there's kind of a scuff layering right around there, and that'll be the outer piece of the carbon fiber will go on that one. It is a very delicate process. So once you take off the plastic parts, you'll see the Kevlar starts to fray, which is why it was so easy to cut in the first place, because you had that plastic on the outside.
Hey, Jason, could you hold up the Kevlar closer to the camera? Thank you.
whenever we're setting all the fibers onto the actual projects, we have to make sure that the plies are in the correct orientation.
I know a helpful tip might be using a popsicle stick to have it set a little bit better. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So
Are you sure that's on the right side? And it's not flipped over?
No, that's good. What do you mean flip it over?
Okay, yeah, it's good, it's good.
We're good. We're good. Okay. We're gonna do our third carbon fiber layer.
also notice whenever you're taking off the plastic that the carbon fiber will often be more frayed and difficult to deal with.
There we go. Now that you've got it on, just gonna lay it on top of the Kevlar. Alright, there we go. Now that he's got the second, okay, he's now gonna lay on the second carbon fiber after he attaches all the fibers.
Here. I don't know if this will help you or not, but having a
We do have to wear gloves, which does make it harder to maneuver the fibers. However, getting this resin on the stem is incredibly bad for you. It is near impossible to get on.
Alright guys, so what are our next steps now that we've laid up our layers?
So after we do our layers, we're going to want to put a piece of peel ply over the repairs to make sure that the peel ply, not peel ply, the baby blanket doesn't stick to the epoxy. I'm going to take this one here. Okay, and then after that, we're going to lay out some baby blankets so we can get some of the excess resin out of there. Just to make sure that the epoxy can't escape from any little crevice. Perfect.
All right.
Oh wait, we actually need something on top as well. As you can see, the peel ply is out. We didn't have the vacuum bag.
All right. So now that we have the baby blanket and the peel ply on the structures, what is our next step?
After you get all of your peeler ply and the baby blanket laid out, next step is first off, make sure we have these under the vacuum bag, or else you have to take the vacuum bag off and restart. It's a whole deal. So I'm gonna put these right here, and
Maybe in between.
here will be fine.
Yeah.
Right here. That'll work. Perfect. And you make sure that you have the little hockey pucks on the baby blanket, because that is how the air transfers heat and everything. So,
What's up?
you still have that control.
I don't know if there's any extra without working.
Alright, now that we have our leader cloth and peeler ply down, we're going to set our heating element. Doesn't really matter which project you set on. We're going to set on this one because this one has a core replacement. Once you get that down, we're going to need some thermocouples. There we go. 3 and 4 are like the perfect amount, but we're going to do a 3 today. Make sure these are touching the heating elements. Just make sure you bend this one. There we go. Once you have everything set right where you want it, you're going to take some sealant tape. Paper up from here real quick. Before you guys put your seal on the top. The vacuum bag?
Yeah,
Okay.
we need to put it in engage since we're not going to turn the guys on.
Special guest, Mr. Bernard.
Yay! Alright. Now we just start the whole putting the vacuum bag over it. it's gonna be very slow, one at a time here. So then, just like that. And we're slowly gonna start taking this tape up and laying it down.
We're gonna do this perfectly first try.
We're gonna try.
No, I'll let them do their thing. Let you do your thing. We'll find leaks later.
I believe it.
Yeah, we'll find the leaks whenever we actually put pressure in the system.
Excuse me.
Yeah, wrap it. You're probably gonna need to put it on this side.
To deplete.
Yeah.
Move over the hockey puck. That's sort of working.
It worked pretty good right there. Okay. All right. Cut your holes.
Let's. Might have.
Well, I said this just sits on top. We gotta lick it. Is that what you said? What do we lick?
No, just
There we go. Okay. You don't want to do it wrong. If we can't plug this in. Okay.
So we only need one for pulling vacuum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then one to measure it, I guess. And it just spins on there. Okay. I think we're ready.
All right, let's pull a vacuum.
I'm gonna unthread it until we stop. And we don't need to go any tighter. Just a little bit of pressure. And we're gonna put our vacuum gauge, and that's how we're gonna determine when we're vacuum.
How much PSI are we getting, boys?
I'm looking at 0.
Yeah, between 0.
It's slowly going up. It's gonna take a minute.
I think it's still going on. I'll do a loop right here. Right here.
Yeah, press right around there. That's probably where it is. It's probably where the leak is.
There's a loop right where you put the sheet. Okay. Now you can hear it.
there's a leak right here too.
How much we got now?
1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2.
How much?
22 and a half. Let's just start pressing randomly.
I think right here.
About 2, 4.
Yeah. Alright, we're good. That's all we need right there. Thank you. Okay. Alright, well, let's get this going.